And when I talk about nursing, there are two types. There are actually four kind of nursing, but in this presentation today, I'll be covering only two types of nursing, because when somebody comes to Australia to do nursing, they can basically do diploma of nursing and bachelor's of nursing. There is master of nursing as well, but that is a different pathway. There are different other kind of requirements. But what I have noticed is that most of the people coming to Australia to do nursing are either diploma of nursing or bachelor's of nursing, and if not, they combine both the course to make it a package course, diploma of nursing leading to bachelor's of nursing. Let's touch base on diploma of nursing first. So in terms of the requirement, the main requirement is the year 12 pass. You need to have a equivalent to year 12 pass, and then you need to have a PTE requirement. PTE or IELTS requirement of 7+ is, when I say 7 each in IELTS, it's 65 each in PTE, and it is the mandatory requirement to enroll yourself in diploma of nursing, be it with any providers in Australia. So the duration of the nursing program varies from somewhere between 1.5 years to 2 years. Some of the providers are giving it for 1.5 years as well, where most of the providers are providing it for 2 years. The fee will be, again, depending upon providers to provider. There are different kind of providers. Like I said, some of the providers has some strict guidelines in terms of providing the GS documents. So based on your profile, we can assess them and give you the options. So, but the fee basically will start from $8,000 per semester to $11,500 per semester, depending upon which college, institute, or the university you choose to study in. But there always are some scholarship available, but for that, especially for the nursing courses, it's very hard to tell how much scholarship you're going to get before we assess your profile. So you definitely need to reach out to us with your documents, and I can assess it, or my team in Melbourne can assess it and give you the insight of what can we expect in terms of scholarship. But again, the final result you will know only after we apply, and then the college or the university get back to us regarding your scholarship. So the basic intakes are diploma of nursing. There are some media intakes apart from these, some of the providers are giving, but the main intakes are February and July, especially for offshore. For most of the courses, the most common intakes are February and July. There are some September and November intakes as well, but somewhere some of the providers sometimes occasionally opens April intake as well, that I have seen, but that depends upon the demand of the course. So the next is bachelor's of nursing. The requirement remains pretty much the same, apart from the fact that some of the college of the providers require, you to have some kind of science or mathematics background. Apart from that, everything remains the same. I've seen this common misconception between the people that if somebody has not done the diploma of nursing or do not have the background in science, they cannot do bachelor's of nursing, which is not true at all. Some of the universities, some of the colleges are providing this course to non-backgrounder as well. As the name suggests itself, it's a bachelor's. You can go into any field, but yes, there is some truth on that statement. Some of the universities, some of the colleges require them to have science or a mathematic background. But again, I will tell you, my team in Melbourne will team, or the team in Sri Lanka will also assess your documents and can give you the options and which university requires the background, which does not require the background. And based on your background, we can put you up with those kind of universities. And the English requirements again remains the same, 65 each in PTE or 7 each in IELTS. Duration usually it's 3 years for bachelor's of nursing, and fee starts from somewhere from 25,000 per year. This 25,000 is has become very popular in Australia this moment of time. So if you are someone willing to pursue your bachelor of nursing, you have this PT requirement, this is high time for you to contact us and we'll help you get into this course. And scholarship also provides sometimes based on your academics, but like I said, it varies from institutes to institutes. It varies from your profile to profile. So the main intakes are again February and July. There are some of the intakes, some of the providers providing September intakes as well. So if you are still planning to join nursing, we can still apply for July intake. But if you have some of the things still need to prepare yourself and stuff, we do have a September intake where we can go ahead and then apply for it for you. And this is the thing you need to be careful about, is that we can package diploma of nursing leading to bachelor of nursing. And when we do this, you can get up to 1 year of credit and then finish both the package in 3.5 years. This could be a great deal for someone because usually Bachelor of Nursing goes out of seat. There are no seats available and stuff. So in that regard, what we can do is we can package the course with diploma, and then later on you can do the bachelor's as well. So the benefit of doing this course could be when you package the course, you can start the course with the less fee. For example, if you had seen the fee of the diploma for per semester, it was around 8,000 to 9,000. But here, if you see, it comes down to at least 12 to 13,000. So when you start from diploma, you will be initiating your course in a less fee, but at the same time, you're going to get the credit as well. And when you finish diploma of nursing, you will become an enrolled nurse where you can employ yourself as an enrolled nurse and support your further education as well. Yes, so I think that's pretty much it about nursing. Like I said, there are other pathways for nursing as well, which is not possible for me to cover everything here. And there is Master of Nursing as well. If someone has done Bachelor's of Nursing back home or PCL nursing or any kind of background, if you have and you want to know about Master of Nursing, you need to contact us. The only one thing you need to be careful about those Master of Nursing program is that you need to you need to apply earlier because the seats are very limited and very limited intakes as well, mostly February intake itself. So another course now, let's jump into another course. Another course you can see is a social work. The reason I'm covering only this course, apart from this course, there are a lot of courses in Australia. This is not possible for me to cover everything. But the reason I'm covering this course is that these courses are in demand. And this course, after completing this course, you will be eligible to apply for a skill assessment and define your occupation. And all these courses leads to occupation that are in priority or a demand in terms of your further permanent residency journey in Australia, be it for career or be it for PR, which is the reason I have streamlined some of the courses here. And then right after this, my migration agent will definitely explain you the PR pathway from these courses. So hold on in there. So let's talk about social work. In social work, there is Bachelor of Social Work and there is Master of Social Work. This course has also become very popular these days. Why? Because it is also somehow related to health field, and there are limited seats, always limited seats when it comes to Bachelors of Social Work, Bachelors of Nursing, and this is let's say second most popular course in Australia at this point of time, given its career prospect and its PR prospect. So let's discuss some of the things about Bachelor of Social Work. So for Bachelor of Social Work also, the requirements remains the same. If you want to do bachelor's, you do not necessarily need to have any kind of background related to social work. All you need to have is 7 each in PT or IELTS, and then we can start this course for you. Duration, so there is a difference between Bachelor of Nursing and Bachelor of Social Work. The duration, if you have noticed here, is 4 years, where nursing had only 3 years of duration. So the fees start somewhere from $10,000 to $15,000 per semester, depending upon the institute, depending upon the providers and the university. Like nursing itself, it also has scholarships. So the major intakes are February, May, July, and September. So if you want to plan it, your journey for social work, we can still apply for July intake and we can still apply for September intake. There are 2 intakes left. Now, Master of Social Work, the entry requirements pretty much remains the same, but now the major difference between Bachelors and Masters of Social Work is that for you to enroll in Masters of Social Work, you need to have a related background. While I said this, you need to have a bachelor's in a related field, possibly in the social work. Only then you can get into this course. And the English requirements remains the same, 7 each in IELTS or 65 each in PT. So duration will be 2 years. And fee starts somewhere in between 11,000 to 15,000 per semester. And then definitely, yes, there will be a scholarships. Okay, this is intakes also pretty much the same, February, May, July, and September. But here, if you can read the notes there, I'm not too sure if you can read the notes, but I'll read it for you. So what happens is that I told earlier that you need to have a background in social work in your bachelor's if you need to pursue Master of Social Work in Australia. But if you do not have the background, also we have a solution for you. So if you do not have the background, we can package your course with graduate certificate of human services, which will be for 6 months. But some of the providers are providing this course for 4 months as well, so that your total duration of the course will give and take will be for 2.5 years. So you can still do Master of Social Work without having the background as well, where we can package you with graduate certificate. So this is a great deal for everyone who is trying to pursue a different career, specifically in a course that is in demand in Australia. Master of Social Work could be your way to find that PR pathway, given that we can package it with a graduate certificate as well. Moving on. So now another popular courses in Australia, you guys must have heard of this course a lot in the market these days are the teaching courses, and there are few areas of the teaching courses. There is one is early childhood. So early childhood can be of 3 years, can be of 4 years as well. And then you need to have overall 6.5, no less than 6 in all the bands to study this course. Once you study this course, you become a pre-primary teacher. And the fee ranges somewhere between 9,000 per semester to 12,000 per semester. Yes, scholarship available. So there is one this course. This course is very popular. This is graduate diploma of early childhood education. So this course stand alone may not be very viable for Sri Lankan market at this point of time, because you cannot apply only for this course and apply for student visa and come to Australia. It's not that you cannot at all apply, but even if you apply, there are different kind of things you need to take care of. You cannot apply for TR because it's only 1 year course and everything. But there is a solution to this as well. What we can do is that we can package this graduate diploma of early childhood plus master of education or a master of teaching. Okay, so that makes the course for 2 years, where you will be getting 1 year of credit from your graduate diploma, and then your master's will still be 2 years of course. That is something very, very interesting regarding this course, because after you finish graduate diploma for early childhood for 1 year, you will already be eligible to do your skill assessment and explore your PR pathways, which will definitely be explained later on. But this could be your way out to plan your permanent residency journey, and also now from the employability point of view also, this is very, very interesting, because just after 1 year of studies you can be a registered teacher for a pre-primary kids in Australia, and then you can start teaching, explore your career option and at the PR option at the same time. So we do have some February, April, July and November intake for this course. So like I said in the previous courses also, we still have time to apply for July intake, but if you still need some of the things to be fixed for yourself, we do have November intake as well. And then this is the Master of Teaching. I discussed about graduate diploma and a Master of Teaching. So Master of Teaching, there are two kind of Master of Teaching. There is a primary teacher and a secondary teacher. So you definitely know the difference between primary and secondary teacher. So it requires, the entry requirement is again 7 in each or 65 in PT, and you must have Australian bachelor's or equivalent. So we can help you to find out if your bachelor's is equivalent to Australian bachelor's or not. Most of the time, what I have noticed from Sri Lankan students is that some of them have done only 3 years bachelor's, which most of the time is equivalent to associate diploma only in Australia. So we need to see what kind of bachelor's you have done, what kind of course you have done, to find out if it is equivalent to bachelor's degree in Australia or not. If that is the case, there is no problem. If not, again, we can package it with the graduate diploma and make it a package deal for you. So duration becomes 2 years, and then fee starts somewhere between 14,000 to 17,000 per semester, depending upon the providers. And of course, scholarships are available. The intakes are February, March, and July. The Master of Teaching, primary, secondary are become very popular these days. Why? Because the earlier course I just discussed, the graduate diploma of early childhood, the pre-primary teacher, it was way too much in demand and too many people did the course. Because of that thing, we are anticipating that primary and secondary teachers will be more in demand in the coming days. So this could be a course that you have to keep your eye on, and then start exploring. But definitely, if you have some kind of backgrounds like that, we personally will recommend you to do this course. So all you need to do is reach out to us. If you can see in the slides, there are our phone number, there are our email, and from our website also you can book and everything. And I already mentioned that we'll be giving you free 15 minutes of consultation for somebody who has registered for this webinar or open day today. So next course, very popular, very, very popular. It has been popular for ages now, and it's still popular, especially when it comes to career and a PR option as well, is information technology, commonly known as IT. So I think pretty much everybody knows about this IT course. So I won't be going that detail in this one, but we'll be running down some of the requirements. So bachelor's of IT, there is master's of IT. Again, there is diploma and advanced diploma of IT. For somebody who do not have eligibility to go for a direct bachelor's of IT, we can package it with the diploma of IT. For somebody who do not have direct master's eligibility, we can package them with the graduate diploma as well. So there are always a possibilities. All you need to do is explore. So let's touch base on bachelor's of IT. So bachelor's of IT, the main requirement again is year 12 equivalent, and you need to have the PTE 6.5, not less than 5.5. This is the requirement of the university colleges, also the requirement for your visa as well. So duration will be for 3 years, and the fee starts somewhere from $8,000 to $12,000, depending upon institute, depending upon university. Again, scholarships are available. So pretty much for this course, there are many intakes available. So February, May, July, September, November, I have seen some of the providers giving April intake as well. So pretty much all the way around, all the year around, there are intakes available for this course. So if you are willing to apply for this course, you just need to message us. You just need to talk to our Sri Lankan branch, and then we can give you, okay, this is the nearest intake available for you. Because when it comes to applying student visa from offshore, we need a lot of planning and a lot of preparation to be done. So what we need to do is you need to contact us so that we give you time frame when we can apply. For example, some of the students have seen that, okay, I want to apply for July intake. Sometimes it's already too late. We need to make them understand and then ask them to apply for February intake so that we have ample amount of time to do all the required things. Again, like I said, see, if you do not meet the requirement, we can package it with diploma or a graduate diploma for both bachelor's and master's of IT. Okay, so next is the master of IT. These requirements are pretty simple. The PTE 6.5, no less than 6, or IELTS. Duration remains 2 years, and then fee starts again from somewhere 8,000 to 14,000 per semester. The scholarships are available. Yes, intake will be Feb, May, July, September, November. Again, if you can read the note, we can package this as well. So there is pretty much nothing impossible. We can package and then make it happen for you. All you need to do is contact us. We'll assess the profile personally and then give you the proper solution of what could be the way out for you. So another is the hospitality course. This is also very popular, very important course in Australia. So there is bachelor's, there is master's. Not only this course, there are other courses like certificate 3, 4, diploma, advanced diploma of cookery as well. That will also be done. But looking at the market this time, to get the visa just for those certificate courses from Sri Lanka has become a bit of a challenging these days. So I won't be covering these ones. Even if you come to us and then say that, as per the recommendation, we'll be giving you either Bachelor of Hospitality or Master of Hospitality. And if you are not eligible direct entry, only then we'll be packaging you with some kind of diploma or advanced diploma. So Bachelor of Hospitality is same, +2, and then 6 overall, not less than 5.5. Duration is 3 years, and then fee starts somewhere from 8,000 to 14,000 per semester. We have all the way around intakes from February to November. So like I said, see, we can package it and then we can make it happen. But most of the time we won't ask you to package. Why? Because we need to see the chances of the visa, because applying for the course itself, applying for the visa itself is not our goal. Our main goal is to get the visa. So we'll plan accordingly. We'll see what your profile is, and then we'll make sure that we give you the proper guidance. And Master of Hospitality, the main requirement is the bachelor's degree, and the PT requirements, IELTS requirements remains the same. Duration is 2 years, and fee ranges somewhere from 10,000 to 16,000 per semester. Scholarships are available, yes, and also the intakes remains pretty much the same. So there are other courses, like I told you in the beginning of my presentation, there are other many courses that are popular in Australia. I didn't touch base on, but it depends upon profile to profile, what kind of courses you have done in the past, what kind of job you have done in the past. So looking at those things, and then looking at, of course, looking at your PT, looking at your employment history will suggest you other courses. And then all you need to do is reach out to us, and then we'll assess your profile and give you the things. So the key takeaways that were from this presentation were what courses are in demand, what are the priority occupation, the PR pathways, and the career possibilities from those courses, the requirements, the PT requirement, the duration of the courses and stuff. Yep, and about the scholarship, actually, about the scholarship and credit transfer, like I said, we need to assess your profile. Not all the providers are giving the scholarship and the credit transfer, but when you talk to us, when we see your previous history, we can assess it for you and then give you the proper guidance. So yep, again, thank you for listening to me. My name is Rudra, one more time. So these are our login, contact details that are in our screen. You can reach out to us anytime. Like I promised in the beginning of my presentation, that we will be giving free 15 minutes of time, the consultation with one of our expert, be it for your migration, be it for your education, be it for any inquiry that you might have. That if you have come today for the webinar, or if you have come today for our open day and register yourself, all you need to provide us is the proof that you joined the webinar, and we are more than happy to give you a tailored assistance. Now, that I have discussed the courses that are in priority, the courses that leads to PR, the courses requirement, and the career opportunities from the courses as well. And in the beginning of my presentation, I mentioned about our principal migration agent, Mr. Omar Nafiz, is here with us today. And after this, he is going to take a floor and we'll be discussing some of the things about student visa process, the font process, and then what happens after student visa all the way to your PR. And he will also be covering some of the visa options, specifically general skill migration visas, PR visas commonly known as, and employee sponsorship visa, and some family visas as well. So thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening to me. And then the floor is now to our registered migration agent, Mr. Omar. Omar, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Omar. I'm one of the principal registered migration agents at Pathway Education Services Melbourne head office. Good to see you, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good day, and thank you everyone for participating to be present in this event. And thanks to all the provider who has come along the way to assist our students with their student journey. So now I will, in my presentation, I will be covering, as Rudra covered some of the priority courses, I will be covering pretty much the requirements, what you should be knowing about the JTE and finance part, most important part of the visa. I'll be covering a few of the case studies, some examples along the way. Definitely, most of the students who come to Australia for many reasons, but most of the reasons are, and the main reasons are to expose to the multicultural society in Australia, exposed to the real-time skills that you're going to get in Australia, and also maybe it's for career upscaling or the permanent residency pathways. So anyways, I will start with now student and migration visas in Australia. So as I said, I'm gonna touch base some of the PR pathway goals. So you got to study in PR pathways. So now, how does the student visa works? First of all, you apply for your course, get the offer letter. There has conditions for financial or GTE, depending on which institute, which university you choose. You make the payment, you get the COE, and then we start your visa application process. Now, one of the key important things are financial requirements for visa. Okay, how it works. And this is the most important part that you should be knowing once you're planning for studying in abroad, particularly for Australia. Now, first of all, you have to show 1 year tuition fee. Okay, that can be varied by the courses. Some courses require 10,000, some courses require 15,000 per semester. That means per year it could be around 25k around, plus the living cost for single applicant 29,710. I'll be backing it by a case study, so you'd be having a better idea that what you need to show at what and what you do, should be showing as sort of a supporting documents to prove your financial requirements for the visa, which is the main requirement for you, even though you apply for it, not only university, even for institutes. So look, if you applying for single applicant, I'll jump to the case study. Okay, so let's say if you applying for single applicant, your course fees, let's say it's gonna be 30K, and you have to show the 1 year living expense. The total expense would be around 61,710, around 62,000. If the course fee is 30,000, again, it can be 25K after a scholarship, or if you get more scholarship, it can be less than that. So you're looking at around showing 50K to 60K Australian dollar if you're a single applicant. If you're applying for your partner, definitely you have to show your travel, your 1 year tuition fee expense, plus your living expense, plus your travel cost for both of you. So I've got a rough estimation, which is $74,104. That's you with your partner. And if you want to add a child, again, I'm going to go back to the previous one. So child, you have to show extra 4,449. That's the 1 year tuition fee and living expense. Sorry, that's for the living expense, along with the tuition fee that you would be showing. Now, I'll be going with the financial evidence, and that's most important and most significant for someone who is coming from Sri Lanka and subcontinents. We can show these funds in different sources. For example, we can show it as a source of bank loans that you get some study loans approved from one of the banks in Sri Lanka. You can show as a personal fund as well, but in that case, we have to show 6 months of bank story minimum, or minimum 3 months of bank statements and its history and its source. How you got that money? How you got that 60,000. So what's the source? I'll be talking more about the sources and what you can show as sort of a things. But look, salary can be one of the source, business can be one of the source, rent can be one of the source, and the sponsor. Who is the sponsor? Your parent or someone else? What's the source of income? You have to show that in the personal fund sections. Fixed deposits, again, we have to show the certificate. And one thing we always mistake about that, we think that fixed deposits are something that can be stayed there. And most of the agents in Sri Lanka, I've seen that has that practice of not showing the source of fund, where you get the fixed deposit from. It's from a sales deed of a land. It's from a business income. It's from somewhere that you got the money from. It can be anything. It can be from your ancestor or something like that. So you have to show the source of fund. Whatever way you showing the financial evidence, you have to show the source of fund. And that's the mistake we do in our applications. And that's the way you can have the best likelihood of success in your student visa application while you're showing your financial evidence. Now, it can be the sales of property, as I said, the source of fund. Okay, but we have to show the title deed and the ownership documents to back that up. And that's the most important part of the student visa. Okay, now, next important part is GT and your ties to home country. We have to present to the department that you're gonna go back to the home country. Okay, we have to have incentives to the home country. Even though some people have some other goals, maybe applying for PR, or that cannot be the first goal. That you come here for study. You have to apply for a visa. We have to go by the visa conditions and everything. So the GT. Now, family ties. Now, how many brothers and sisters you have? How we having your journey to be finished in Australia and going back? That can be your property, your assets. You have more incentives that you're going to return to Australia. Like, let's say, for example, your father owns, any of your parents owns, I know a lot of your parents owns a lot of things, but let's say you have assets. Your father has only a couple of, including you, you have a couple of other siblings. So we're providing this property or business ownership documents that you have to go back. All right. So we put it as a form of statement, form of evidences, and most importantly, your career plans in your home country. We never know that you're gonna go back or you're gonna stay here. I've seen a lot of people who come here for PR pathway journey, but they choose to go back and help their country. So your career plans, you want to open your business, you want to open a career, that thing, definitely we have expert team in Australia to guide you through how we're going to prepare these documents and what things need to be done to get it sorted to have a decision ready application for the Department of Home Affairs, right? So once we have the application ready to grant, this is what the department likes. If we have the financial documents, GTE or genuine test document, genuine student test document in place, and in the relevancy of your previous course and what you have done and what you choosing the course for going forward. Like for example, if you're coming from a business background and going for a nursing background, that's not going to work. So you have to always think about that relevancy of the course matters. Okay, so you cannot choose one course to another course just because that you wanna pursue a peer pathway goal. So relevancy of course is most important, and it is the most lacking side. When I do a consultation to most of the people, look, I want to get my PR. Look, that's okay. You want to get a PR, but what's your background? You've done a business. Now you want to do nursing or you want to do early childhood or something like that. That's not gonna be okay. If I'm a case officer, I'm not gonna accept that. Now, as a registered migration agent, I'm not gonna accept that as well. And this is why we do not accept every application that has significant gaps or wants to do any other course that is not relevant to their previous studies. As Rudra mentioned, that our goal is to do the hard work and have you get the student visa and also help you with your career goals and other goals that will be covered by Vanuka and everyone else. Later on the presentation. So yeah, now move on to the next one. So now visa lodgement. This is the current fees. It can change anytime. Every July they make some changes. We have to submit the documents. We have to do the health insurance. That is roughly $600 per year for a single applicant. But when you go for double, we have our own discount. We have our significant discount if you choose Bupa, Alliance, or any other things that has almost double the price that we have in our own policy portal. So contact our Sri Lankan branch. They will help you out not only with the process of the student visa, but also the OGC and other things like how you're gonna settle in, how you're gonna get the job, what things you need to cover, what are you gonna do, what are you gonna be doing, what are you gonna be doing, and also as a complimentary, you are more than welcome to visit our branch in Australia and get the guidance from here. Now, after the student visa, what is my pathway? Most of you know, most of you may not know. All right. So you're going for TR 485 visa. Now it can be 1.5 years to 3 years, depending on what course you do. If you do a diploma or vocational courses, that becomes 1.5 years. It can be 3 years, depending on if you study in regional area. So there are some designated regional areas. Like I visited Sri Lanka last year while I'm not from Sri Lanka, and maybe Nuralia is one of those places that you consider as regional areas. Cost is around 2,235 for a single applicant, and you can be age 35 or under. But if you do a master's or by research course, you can apply for a TR even if you are more than 35 years old. Now there are processing times of student visa. Okay, so 50% of the student visa processed in 28 days, 90% of the visas processed in 7 months, depending on how we craft our visa, depending on how we give the documents and prepare ourselves for the visa, prepare our application for the visa itself. And having the documents and all the other evidences at the time of application, rather than doing it after the application. Now, I will moving towards the GSM. That's the most popular pathway after you finish your student visa. So there are three pathways for the GSM: 189, 190, 491. Maybe too much information for you, but I'll touch base a bit of that. 189 is independent. 190 is definitely state nomination visa. 491 is the regional sponsorship visas. You all need to score 65 points. That means you have to score it from your age. You get some points, 25 to 35 points. And then you study 2 years, then you skill assessment, employment, and everything else. But contact us for relevant pathways that you can choose to study, be it bachelor or master's, and how you can qualify for one of these subclasses. Now, most of the cases, even it's employer sponsorship visas or GSM, you need a skill assessment as one of the first pathway to be eligible for PR or permanent residency pathways. Now, it is a mandatory requirement for PR process, and it is a requirement that varies from occupation to occupation. But I will give some examples. For example, for IT, that's either required to have a PY program, which is 1 year, 10 months program, 7 months in class training, 3 months is a internship, one of the popular, or 1 year relevant experience with the employer. For teachers, it is very easy. For nursing, it is very easy, 7 in each. So what you can see is that for some occupations, you need 1 year work experience, or doing a PY program. For some occupations, you may not need to do all these things. Just after that, you can go for the skill assessment. So again, book a consultation with us, whoever present in our webinar, and then we're more than happy to guide you through that what can be from the planning of your student visa application to your PR pathway goals. Now, this is a UN ROI process, but that's too much of information and very broad to cover. But I'll be just going for, first of all, how we do the process, that we go for the eligibility check. That means your occupation is in the relevant occupation list or not. Submission. And then we go for ROI, that is required for not many states, but few states. And then you receive the invitation that we apply for we apply for the visa, and then we apply for the visa. That means PR. So what I just said. So nomination, you apply for the UNROI, you receive an invitation, and then you apply for the nomination, and then we apply for the we wait for this nomination approval, and apply for the visa, apply for the PR online, or it can be some other forms. Wait for the decision, or if granted, then you become a permanent resident. And after, guess what? After 1 year, you can be a citizen of Australia. Now, this is the most burning topic right now: employer sponsorship visas. Surplus 407. If you're trained in one occupation in last 24 months, or if you have certain qualifications, or if you want to do something for registration, especially for doctors, maybe your friend or relatives who wants to migrate here as a doctor on a training visa, consult with us. The next one is surplus 482. It has few streams, and we are specialized on surplus 482, skill in demand visas, and surplus 186. So look, I'll start with surplus 407. So this is you must need to have an approved sponsor, and your occupation that you're gonna be trained on has to be on the skilled relevant skill occupation list that is designed for surplus 407, which we're gonna be advising you when you're gonna contact us if you require that service or not. Now, after that, you need a functional English, which is 4.5 average or equivalent. As I said, you must be needing 12 months experience or qualifications in relevant area of proficiency or occupation you want to get trained on and apply for a trained visa. So if you need a sponsor or someone, we might be able to help you. While we do not source any sponsor, we might be able to help you to get through the sponsors, looking at your profile if you're eligible, and sending in the email saying that, look, we got some applicants who are eligible for training visas. Can they consider to sponsor you for surplus 407 or not? Now, surplus 482 again, that has three different streams, and one is 482 Dama, core skill streams, and then high income threshold streams. So when you work for someone, if you have one job experience in your nominated occupation, full time or 2 years part time equivalent, then you can be eligible for this visa. Now, consult with us. We can be giving you more information on that. It is very broad to discuss on this webinar, and you can understand we cannot be covering everything if we discuss all the relevant occupations or what can be the things. But most of the priority courses that has been discussed by Rudra, they're in demand for these visas. Now, surplus 106, this is again can be a direct entry. You have to have 3 years experience full time in your relevant occupation. Not most of the occupations are open, or you can go for 42, surplus 42 that I discussed previously, to surplus 106. That means if you work through the TIT stream, be it be Dama, be it be 42 skill in demand visas. So that's the PR of skill nominated scheme visa surplus 106. So there's surplus 42 is a temporary visa. Surplus 106 is an employer sponsorship, but it's a permanent visa. So many of your friends or many of your relatives may be having 3 years experience in your nominated occupation, and then you can go for surplus 106. Now, there are additional sponsorship requirements, English language requirements that varies from different streams and different visas you're applying for. Age limit for some visas, it has to be for under 45. And especially for surplus 106, that's a PR visa. An employer must prove the labor market needs. That means not only that you can apply for it, the employer has to do a labor market testing that why they're not hiring a Australian employer rather than you, rather than someone else who is in Australia. Now, moving on to the family visa options, that's huge and broad. So partner visa, I would be covering the student dependent visa. That means you are a student, you want to bring your spouse on that visa. That can be under partner visa as well, but that there is permanent visa of partner visas, which is you can apply from offshore. Offshore means Sri Lanka, and onshore means in Australia. And there are parent visas who can only apply if you are permanent resident or citizen of Australia. So there are pathways for your parents. And child visa is someone who is already here as a permanent resident or applied for any of the permanent residency visa and want to add their child visas. So now the free consultation, as Rudra mentioned, that anyone participated in this webinar, if you need one-to-one guidance, we are open for 15-minute free consultation, which is worth $110 with me or with one of the experts. More than happy to assist you with your student journey, or if you have any questions regarding anything. Now, while I'm doing this, I would be having some question and answer session. If anyone having any questions, feel free to ask right now. I'll be more than happy to answer if it's under my capacity, or I would be asking you to book a consultation with me. Thank you. Dushan or Vanuka? Any questions, welcome. None of the questions are silly questions, guys. So, yeah, feel free to ask any questions that is required for your student visa or your peer pathway goals. How you can plan ahead, how you can organize the documents and everything. No question is a silly question. Dushan, Vanuka, I'm not listening. Sorry, I cannot hear anyone.
Oh,
Yes, I can hear now.
you guys were muted also.
Yes, I can hear now.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So the audience doesn't have any questions right now. So I actually told them that Panduka is one of our own, and he can share his experience, how he went through and what he did, and yeah, what he can do as well for the students here. So if Panduka can speak a few
Yeah,
words.
sure. So wrapping it up. So if you have any questions, feel free to book an appointment with one of the experts with of Sri Lanka branch or our head office branch, and I'll pass the things over to Panduka. Thank you, guys. It's really nice meeting you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Amar.
My pleasure.
Hi, Vanuga. Hi, Dushan. Hi, Uma. Hi, Rudra. Hi, everyone in Sri Lanka. So it's been a pleasure to talk each and every one of you today and to be represent Pathway Education and Visa Services as a registered education consultant. And I myself was working in the education industry for like 6 years, not into visas and stuff, but I was in a different sector. But I had a bit of a knowledge regarding this. ඉතින් මම තාම ඔස්ට්‍රේලියාවට ඇවිල්ලා හරිම පොඩි කාලයක් මාස 3ක් වගේ කාලයක් ඇත්තටම. ඉතින් මම ආවේ මගේ වයිෆ් එක්ක. ඉතින් we needed us මම මේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ෂෙයා කරන්න යන දේ ඇතුලේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මම කියන්නේ secure agent කෙනෙක් නැත්නම් trustworthy agent කෙනෙක්ව select කරගන්න එකේ තියෙන අපිට විශ්වාසවන්ත ඒජන්ට් කෙනෙක් ඇයි අපි සිලෙක්ට් කර ගන්න ඕනි කියන එක. මොකද එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමදේම අතරම ගොඩක් ලොකු මුදලක් වියදම් කරලා තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා එන්න ප්ලෑන් කරන්නේ. එතකොට මේ හැමදේම තියෙන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ අතේ. ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ ෆයිල් එක පව ඇනලයිස් කරන්න, ડોකියුමන්ට්ස් ඇනලයිස් කරන්න. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා හැම වෙලාවම make sure you go to a trustworthy agent. මගේ ස්ටෝරිය එක ගැන ගත්තොත් මම දවස් 10ක් වගේ අතුලත මටයි මගේ වයිෆ්ටයි අපි දෙන්න ලකි වුණා වීසා එක ග්‍රාන්ට් වෙන්න. ඉතින් ඒකට මූලිකම හේතුව වුණේ අපි trustworthy agent කෙනෙක්ව select කරගත්ත එක. ඉතින් මම කියන්නේ ඔස්ට්‍රේලියා ගැන විතරක් නෙමෙයි, තව ගොඩක් රටවල් තියෙනවා. හැම එකකටම කොහෙට ගියත් හොඳ ඒජන්ට් කෙනෙක් කරා යන එකේ තියෙන වැදගත්කම ඒකයි. ඉතින් පළවෙනියටම අපි ගිහිල්ලා අපි කතා කරාට පස්සේ ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇනලයිස් කරා අපේ ප්‍රොෆයිල් එක. ඊට පස්සේ ප්‍රොෆයිල් එක ඇනලයිස් කරලා අපේ බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් එක චෙක් කරලා මොන වගේ දේවල්ද අපේ එන්ඩ් එකෙන් එන්න ඕනේ සහ මොන වගේ දේවල්ද ඒගොල්ලෝගේ එන්ඩ් එකෙන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි ලොකු ඩිස්කෂන් එකක් කරා ඇත්තරම. ඉතින් එතනදී ඒගොල්ලෝ අපේ ෆයිනෑන්සස්, එතකොට අපේ බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ්ස්, අපේ ඩොකියුමන්ටේෂන් පැත්තේ හැමදේම මොනවද දෙන්න ඕනේ, එතකොට යුනිවර්සිටි එකෙන් මොන වගේ දේවල් රික්වෙස්ට් කරායිද, මෙන්න මේ ඩොකියුමන්ට්ස් වලට අපි රෙඩි විය යුතුයි කියන එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් යාලා අපිට කලින්ම කියලා තිබුණා. ඉතින් අපිට ඒක සම්බන්ධයෙන් හොඳ දැනුමක් හම්බුන හින්දා අපි ඒවට කලින් රෙඩි වුණා අතරම. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා ළඟ ඉන්න එපා. If you're planning to go for the February intake or maybe for the July intake, just make sure you do it earlier, maybe 6 to 8 months before that, because you need to always have time. Okay, so make sure you do it earlier, plan yourself. If not, things can go wrong. So that is why you need a good agent, because they know everything. They know they've come across cases like your cases before as well. So ඒ හින්දා අපි ගියාට පස්සේ අපිට යුනිවර්සිටි එකෙන් දෙන්න පුළුවන් scholarships ඒ වගේම මේ දේවල් හැමදේම අපිට හම්බ වුණා. ඉතින් ඩොකියුමන්ටේෂන් එකේ ඉඳන් SOP එක දක්වාම හරිම ස්මූත්ලි ගියා. ඉතින් ඕක නැත්තම් ඇත්තටම ගත්තොත් හරිම බර්ඩන් එකක්, හරිම ස්ට්‍රෙස්ෆුල් ප්‍රොසෙස් එකක්. ඉතින් ඒක ගොඩක් දුරට අඩු වුණා මටත් මගේ වයිෆ්ටත් මොකද අපි හොඳ ඒෂන් කෙනෙක් තෝරගත්ත හින්දා. ඉතින් මම අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ හින්දා අපිට දවස් 10ක් වගේ කාලයක් ඇතුළත අපේ වීසා එක ග්‍රාන්ට් වුණා. මම ඕස්ට්‍රේලියාවට ඇවිල්ලා හරිම පොඩි කාලයක් දැන්. ඉතින් මට ඔපචුනිටි එකක් හම්බුණා ඊට පස්සේ පාත් එකත් එක්ක වැඩ කරන්න. ඉතින් පාත්වේ ටීම් එක කියන්නේ මෙහෙ විතරක් නෙමෙයි මෙල්බන් වල තමයි අපේ මේන් බ්‍රාන්ච් එක තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපි පර්ත් වල බ්‍රාන්ච් එකක් තියෙනවා, බංග්ලාදේශ වල බ්‍රාන්ච් එකක් තියෙනවා. So you have branches all over. So we are connected as a team. So don't think that staying in Sri Lanka is like, I mean, like saying, I mean, since you guys are in Sri Lanka and we are in Melbourne, that we won't be supporting you. No, we are one team. We are always connected to each other. We have our team in Bangladesh as well. So hinda අපිට හොඳ strong team එකක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් ඔයාලට මම කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ මොන දේ තිබ්බත් කලින් plan කරලා කලින්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ process එක පටන් ගන්න. මොනවාම හරි තිබ්බොත් ඔයාලට ඕන වෙලාවක අපිට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. මමත් ඉන්නවා. මම තාම අලුත් නමුත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඕනම වෙලාවක කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. think thank you මේ opportunity එක දුන්නට දුෂාන් බානුක all the very best continue කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන් thank you
Thank you Panduka, thank you Omar, thank you everyone for listening to us. We have almost come to an end of today's webinar from Melbourne side. Definitely there is a whole day ahead for an open day from Sri Lanka. And before we wrap up the session today for the webinar part of the thing, we have one very special guest that we have requested to present to you to discuss one of the very important factor that comes into play when it comes to applying for any kind of visa or a course in Australia, which undoubtedly is PT or IELTS. So with us today, we have a PT or IELTS expert with us, Mr. Hafiz. Hafiz will be introducing himself and then talking some of the importance and the aspects of PT or IELTS. Thank you, Hafiz. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Rudra. Guys, could you please let me know that you guys can hear me clearly so that for the next 15 minutes, it can be too much interactions, too much discussions so that whatever the expertise I have for the last couple of years, I can share with you. And you guys can be a little bit motivated. And top of that, I'll create some fun so that it should not be boring as well. So please let me know that you guys can hear me. Dushan, could you please confirm me that you guys can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. Okay, so guys, let me introduce myself first. My name is Hafiz and I am currently living in Melbourne. And since 2015 till now, I am providing PTE academic coaching. The question is why PT academic? So I'll be discussing today as well. And top of that, in the journey from Sri Lanka to Melbourne or Sri Lanka to Sydney, it means Sri Lanka to Australia. I believe that as an international student, it's very important to understand that which language test you should choose and why, and how fast you can get the score in your PT academic so that you can process your student file as soon as possible and just get on board on the plane and landed on the city you love in Australia. Okay, welcome back to our today's presentation, and I'll try my level best to make it more interactive, more knowledgeable, so that within next 14 minutes, I have already covered 1 minute, we'll try our level best to help you understand how you can get your required English language test score for your desire, dream, and ambition studying in Australia. Let's jump into the presentations. My presentation will be a little bit different, so hopefully you guys can enjoy it. So I'm going to share my computer screen. Is it possible that guys, you can share? Yeah, I can share right now. Sharing is not turned on. So Vanuka or Dushan, could you please help me to give me the access? Because without getting access, I can't
Okay, I don't really have host access, so I think.
there.
Oh yes. Wait.
Okay.
Claim yourself as the host. Anyway.
Not sure.
No, I have allowed it now.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Rudra.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I believe that you can see my computer screen, and hopefully this session will be very much interactive. Okay. So the opening slide, you can see that it's called PTE Academic. Why PTE Academic? Because recently Pearson introduced another language test. It's called PTE Core. But for Australia, it is important to focus on PTE Academic. So definitely you have to make sure that you are understanding today's session. Okay, so what is PT Academic? So if I go to the next slide, what is PT Academic? So PT Academic is a computer-based exam, and you'll be sitting in front of the computer for 2 hours, and you can only carry your passport in the exam hall, and they will give you a computer, mouse, monitor, and a erasable notebook that you can write on top of that, and you can take the exam. And like IELTS exam, there are 4 sections in PT, that is speaking, writing, reading, and listening. But make sure that the whole session will be on computer. So your speaking will be done through your headphones. So you'll be doing speaking, and definitely you have to talk to the computer. Then in the writing, you have to type. There is no, you can physically write. So you have to type. And then reading, you have to read in front of the computer. And for listening, you have to listen and answer that questions. Now, the next question comes that why PTE is popular. The reason behind this is success stories. So you know that if you want to come to Australia for bachelor's and master's, you have to get at least 58 out of 90. The highest score in PTE is 90. And you have to get 58, that is IELTS equivalent 6.5. Honestly speaking, if anyone wants to get 6.5 in IELTS, he or she should take at least 3 to 6 months of rigorous coaching and suggest a support so that they can get that score. Eventually, the tough part is speaking and writing. But in PT Academic, it's not that much difficult to get that 58. Why? Because you will be sitting in front of the computer, and the computer will assess your performance. It will be assessed by the machine learning and the AI algorithms. So definitely you should not talk to a human being. Whatever happens in IELTS, you should talk to a human being, and that's very tough to satisfy that person to get the best score in speaking. Even you have to write, and also that will be assessed and evaluated by a human being. That's also a little bit tough to get the desired score to get your student visa, that is at least 6.5. But in PT, it is all about computer. So definitely it is the best way to sit for the exam. And that's the reason PT is popular, very popular nowadays. If you ask 10 students nowadays for Australia education's visa, and out of 10, probably 9 students will be telling that, okay, I choose PT, not IELTS. I'm not saying against IELTS, but I'm talking about why PT is popular. Second thing is that if you have a look that I have just Googled a little bit earlier that in Sri Lanka, it takes 50,000 Sri Lankan rupees to sit for one attempt in PT academic examination. Now, just imagine that you failed and another time you have to sit for the exam. But it's very common in IELTS, because in IELTS, people are not getting their required score in one attempt. They have to sit a couple of times. So just think in that way that you are trying to study abroad. There are so many costs associated. You have to pay for the universities, you have to pay for other activities, you have to, even if you get the visa, then you have to pay for the plane fare. So it's important to build the mindset that if you can get the score within one attempt. So most of the time people think that, okay, I'll be sitting for the exam and I'll be getting the score, but they are depending on their luck. It's not about luck, friend. It's all about the way you are getting prepared. So if you are targeting 58 at least, but I'll be suggesting you that you should target at least 65, that is IELTS band score 7 equivalent. And the good thing is that will give you extra 10 permanent residency points. So living in your home country, practicing at home, and like, you don't have any other tensions. So you should definitely work for getting good score, but make sure that your mindset should get the score within one attempt. That's very, very important. Now, in my experiences, out of 10, 6 to 7 people can easily get their PT academic score in their first attempt if they are practiced, they followed, and they have a good mindset. Definitely, that means 60 to 70% chances that you can get your score in the first attempt. Now, if I want to, ask you that why choose PT and IELTS, so the comparison you can see that in PT academic, you need to get 56 plus, but actually it is 58. But in IELTS, it is 65. So the way I have been helping students, I have more than 5,000 success stories since last 10 years, where more than 600 students got 90 out of 90. That means the perfect band score. More than 2,000 students got 79, that is IELTS band score 8, and rest of the people who are coming here for nursing registration or the NEET 6, that is IELTS band score 6, that means PT 50, or IELTS band score 7, that is PT 65. I believe everyone got their score. And I'll be sharing some success story later, and I'll share the link so that you can watch from there as well. Now, next one is understanding the PT exam environment. So you can see that you will be sitting under a cubicles. That means imagine this is your exam hall. In that particular exam hall, there'll be a small cubicle that is a stable setup where 8 to 10 people will be sitting in one particular room. And you'll be sitting in one particular cubicle. So what will be the situation? Imagine this is the girl, and this girl has the headphone. They will provide the headphone. This is the computer. They will provide the computer. This is the marker. They will provide the marker. And this is the erasable notebook. So only you can take your passports, and then you have to do the exam for the 120 minutes. That means 2 hours exam. And definitely, if you can do it better way, then you can get the score as soon as possible. And surprisingly, most of the students in South Asia and in Sri Lanka, you can get your score within 2 days. 80% of the time that you can get the score within 2 days to 3 days, but it's not that much possible in IELTS examination. But that's the reason there is another, another reason that it is very much popular compared to IELTS. Moving on, next is PT scoring explained. So how PT score explained? So you can see that I told you the highest score in PT is 90 and the lowest score is 10. Highest score is 90 and lowest score is 10. And by default, 10 is equal to 0. So if you want to get your student visa, you have to get 58. I told that 65 means IELTS band score 7. 79 means IELTS band score 8. So to get that 58, it's pretty possible that if anyone work only 4 weeks, they can easily get that 58. And I can see it's an assurance that if anyone follow a particular guidelines and work accordingly for 4 weeks, definitely they can get a score in the speaking, writing, reading, and listening. That's not that much difficult at all. So this is very important, that the mindset that, okay, I'll not give more than 4 weeks of time to give the best shot in my PT academic preparation, and hopefully I can get the score. So you have to understand that out of 90, you have to get 58. That's not that much difficult. Moving on, the next slide will be talking about that how we can help you so that you can get your required score within 4 weeks. Yes, your pathway to success in 4 weeks. Now, usually we are following 5 steps to make you a score in your PT academic examination. 5 steps is very important to understand, and I'll be describing everything step by step so that you guys can understand how you can actually accelerate in your PT academic preparation. So what should be our first step? Step 1 is learning the foundation. So I always believe that if you know the basic and fundamentals, it's very easy to get the score. So all of my students, when they come to me, they always try to get, oh, Hafiz, I don't have enough time. Please help me. I have only 2 weeks time or 3 weeks time. But remember that it's not about checking your luck. You need to know how you can actually develop your mindset, how you can focus on the basic and fundamentals. If you work on your basic and fundamentals, definitely you should get the score as soon as possible. I always tell my students one story that if you have money, you can buy fish and have fish. But if you don't have money, you cannot buy fish and have fish because you don't have money. But a person who knows how to catch fish, even the persons don't have the money, that doesn't have the money, they can actually have fish because money all the time cannot make you have fish, because it is about the skill. So you have to develop that skill, and that is the step one, learning the foundation, how you can get the score in the speaking, how you can get the score in the writing, how you can get the score in the reading and listening, how Pearson checks the performance, what are the parameters Pearson checks, so that you can easily get your score within 4 weeks. That is very important. So step one is about your learning. Then step two is practice makes perfect. That is, whatever you're learning. For example, today you learn how to write essay. And I asked her, hey guys, did you understand how to write essay in PT Academic? And you said, yes, Hafiz, we understood everything. The now time for practicing. So when you said yes, then you are practicing at home. That means you are facing some problems, because we believe that when you learn some formula, like in mathematics, even when you are understanding how to do that one, and you are facing the difficulties, how to get the solution, because you are living in Sri Lanka and I am living in Melbourne. So how the problem can be solved? So we have developed the feedback loop system. Feedback loop system, what does it mean? The next slide is all about unlimited feedback loop. It means that when you will be practicing at home, say you are practicing at night, 10 p.m. Sri Lankan time, and that is in Australia, it is 3 a.m. midnight. But our support system is developed in such a way, when you will be asking out the support system that, hey, Hafiz, yesterday you told me to do this. I followed everything, but I got only 52 out of 90. But you told me that if you do all these things, you'll be getting at least 75 plus. But why I'm not getting a score? Now, when you'll be asking that questions in our support group, what we will be doing, we will be actually giving you 3 types of feedback. The first feedback is audio feedback. That means when you'll be responding on our support group, we'll be sending an audio message that, hey, Mr. X or Miss Y, you have made this mistakes. And for this reason, you didn't get the good score. What you should do, you have to avoid that mistakes. If you didn't understand the audio feedback, then we have to focus on the next step, is called video feedback. That means we will be recording our computer screen and share the link to you, so that you can see the demonstration, that how you can understand what are the areas you're making mistakes. Even though you're not understanding, we'll be sitting a one-on-one session for 10 to 15 minutes on Zoom, so that we can sit with you and try to make you understand what are the mistakes you have made. So you can see that this unlimited feedback loop process can help you to get your record score. Why? Because the way you are learning, the way you are practicing, and then you are getting the feedback, that's very important, that you can see the progress of your performance, and that we do. Next is our step 4 is realistic mock test simulation. As PT is a 2 hours test, so you need to know that how you can utilize that 2 hours. So it is very important to understand that, okay, Hafiz, first we have to do speaking, it is 30 minutes. Then we have to do writing, it is another 30 minutes. Then we have to do reading 30 minutes and listening 30 minutes, all together 2 hours. So whenever you're practicing speaking, you are doing good. But when you're practicing all together, you are not doing good, because for 2 hours, the concentration, the way you have to give the best shot, you're not getting the good score. So this realistic mock test will tell you 2 things. What are the areas you are making mistakes, and what are the areas you have to improve? So 2 things are very important, that the common pattern of your mistakes and what are the areas you have to improve. Now, based on that mock test, what we have to do, our next step 5, that is the final step, will come analysis and improvement. That you have set for the mock test, and now we have to give you the feedback that, hey, Miss X, the way you have done speaking, the reason behind this, you are not getting a score. Writing, this is the reason you are not getting a score. Reading, you are not getting a score, and listening, like that. Then you have to go for the second mock test. Now, when you're doing mock test 1 and then mock test 2, then you can see what are the mistakes you made in the mock test 1. You have solved those problems, and now you're giving mock test 2. So the consistency of the performance is getting there. So you're not giving that, okay, I understood what are the mistakes I made over there. There was a mistakes about time management. There was a mistakes about my speaking. There was a mistake about my headphone. There's a mistakes about my writing style. So we have to cover all these things and jumping into the next part, that is our mock test 2. In that way, we are getting prepared within how many days? Within 30 days, that is 4 weeks. And I believe that if anyone follow that 5 steps, anyone in the world who has a greater knowledge about minimum vocabularies, they can easily get 58 out of 19 PT academic examinations for their student visa in Australia. So guys, remember that there is no shortcut method, but definitely I believe that this kind of process learning, method learning can help you to understand, so that you can get your required score. So moving on, what we have to do, that why our approach works. So you can see that it's an old school method. Old school method, why? First is L, that is your learning. then you are practicing, then we are giving feedback, then you are doing mock test, and then we are analyzes everything. So it's all about, imagine that when you are in your age 7 or 8, your teacher asks, hey, these are the homework, do it. Hey, these are the feedback, you have to follow that one. So this old school method really works. Why? Because every day you are checking your performance, where you are standing, where you are situating that the way you are performing. So that's the reason out of 100%, 99% people claim that, Hafiz, we have understood everything from the first 2 to 3 weeks. And this is me who has to work. Otherwise, from your part, you have done your job beautifully, because the way you made me understand about the basic and fundamentals, the way you gave me the feedback, the way you showed me the area of improvements, I'm really happy. So if you do in that way, I believe that within 4 weeks, everything will be very much crystal clear, and you should get your score as soon as possible. So this is the way we actually work. Now, next part is ready to start. That, okay, Hafiz, you have said so many things. Why I should trust you, why I should believe in you. For this reason, I always offer a free lesson. You can sit with me for 20 to 30 minutes, one-on-one session. That, okay, Hafiz, before investing my money, I want to have a sit with you so that I can understand how you can help me to get my required score. So that you can talk to Dushan, the Sri Lankan team. They can arrange the classes for you. So you can sit with me and you can take the lesson free and understand that how Mr. Hafiz from Melbourne can help me. I am living in Sri Lanka. Still, I can get my required score within 4 weeks in one attempt. So this is the way I help my students for the last 10 years. If you're interested that how it works, definitely you are most welcome to attend a free lesson, and that will be easy for you because you're not going to pay anything, sitting at your home, opening your laptop, and then you are sitting with me and taking the one-on session. So guys, thank you very much for joining today's session. If you have any questions, let me know. Right now it's the Q&A sessions for my 15 minutes. I'm not sure whether I have covered 15 minutes or not, but I tried my level best to make it very much compact, very much easy to understand, the way everything will be very much crystal clear from your part, because I know that you are living in Sri Lanka right now. You might not understand so many complex things, but I try to make it very much relatable with our learning process. Thank you, guys. Any more questions?
All righty then. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you, Hafiz. Thank you, Panduka. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, everybody who joined today. With this, we have come to an end of the webinar. Thank you, Stream Pathway Sri Lanka, for coordinating on this one. We are extremely happy with the way that you projected the entire thing, and then proud of our team at the same time. Like I said, our main goal is to help the client out in best way possible. Pathway Education and Visa Services has in the business for around more than 7 to 8 years, and we have been helping the students since then, be it their education, be it their migration, be it help with PT or IELTS. The reason that stands out for us from other agents is that we put our clients first. Your success story matters more than our business. Your success story is our business model, by the way. So thank you for coming, everyone. We hope to see all of you in our Melbourne office one day after you get visa successfully through Pathway Education and Visa Services. Now, that having said, we have come to an end of the webinar, but we have our open day ahead, and our team from Sri Lanka, Dushan and Vanuka, will be taking over from here. And then best of luck with the open day. We'll be monitoring, we'll be looking at you guys and everything. So thank you for today, and special thanks to all the representatives that they have come from all the universities, all the colleges. I will be looking forward, my team will be looking forward to talk to you as well. Thank you for your help as always, and have a good day, everyone. And if I do not say it wrongly, if I say it very wrongly, please pardon me, but I would like to say Aibuan.
Aibuan, guys. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Yes,
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
So much, guys. It was a lovely presentation. Thank you for all the effort for coming in today and doing this presentation and getting everyone on board. I think everyone has idea on what was going on. And we will be continuing the session from here. Again, thank you again, Rudra, Omar, Asif, for the lovely presentation. And hopefully you will be seeing some of these faces over there.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. That's not few. We want to say more. We want to see all of them here.
Yeah. Hopefully we will be able to send more than half of these faces over there.
No worries. Thank you,
Good
guys.
enough. We want all of you to be in Melbourne or in any of the states in Australia, and we would love to assist you if you want to. All right. Take care, guys. Have a good one.
Awesome.
Bye
You guys
bye.
also. Bye.